While at the Pentagon, the president also signed 2 executive actions to protect America from those who wishes to do us harm. This focus on securing our borders and our homeland was obviously a major part of what the president campaigned on, and now he's doing exactly what he told the American people he would do. The president will always put the safety and prosperity of our country first and foremost. We're not going to wait and react. As I said in the statement, the president's going to be very proactive with protecting this country. We're not going to wait till we get attacked and figure out how we can make sure it doesn't happen again. He's going to do everything in his power to stop every threat that we face in this country and every potential threat. And that's the key point in this. How do we get ahead of threats? How do we keep America ahead of the curve when it comes to people who want to do us harm? And that's what the president's done, is he's made sure that every way possible we get down the path of securing this country, putting America's safety and security first and foremost.
Number of legal challenges against this executive order. What's your level of confidence that you will prevail legally, and what's the basis for that level of confidence?
Well, and the most prominent case is the one in the Eastern District of New York, and I think we won't even have to prevail in that case. It doesn't make any sense. It deals with people who are being deported. The action never spoke to it, never intended to deport people. It had to do with how do we process people in and detain them until we ascertain whether or not they sought to do us any harm. And again, remember, we're talking about a universe of 109 people. There were 325,000 people that came into this country over a 24-hour period from another country. 109 of them were stopped for additional screening. We've got to keep this in proportion, folks. This is 109 people being stopped out of 325 over a 24-hour period. And I know that everyone likes to get where they want to get to as quick as possible. And I think the government did a phenomenal job of making sure that we processed people through, but we did so knowing so that the people who were coming in hadn't done anything that was seeking to do us harm. That's it, plain and simple. And I think that's an important thing to note, that when you actually look at the perspective of what's going on, and you note the polls that were going up this morning, a majority of Americans agree with the president. They recognize that the steps that he's taken were to keep this country safe and to make sure that we didn't look back and say, I wish we had done the following. All of the enforcement and action regarding the executive order is in place, and it still remains right now. And we feel pretty confident that if there's any problems, we'll prevail. It is, again, this is a national security issue. These 7 countries were derived from what the Obama administration had deemed as needing further travel restriction. We followed through on that, and as we continue to go through this 90-day process review, we're going to make sure that we put a system in place that vets, extreme vets, these people who are coming into our country that potentially could do us harm, plain and simple.